The Island Boys. Is that how they sounded? Actually, hold on. Before we even look at the video, let me see.
Cause I'm an island boy and I've been trying to make. Oh, I'm an island boy. I'm a just island boy. I'm a just island boy. I'm a get cute white boy. I'm keep that gun.
Yeah, nah. Okay, now I remember why I was not paying attention to these niggas.
In an even worse financial move, they even sold the rights to their viral song to a man named Check the Star. So when the income dried up, they
okay, let's rewind that for a second, because that just perplexed me.
To a man named Check the Star.
So you didn't sign a record deal, but you sold the rights to your song? Oh my God.
Racist against rappers, they all look the same to him. They used to beg him not to egg him on Halloween. He told him holler back with the suede pumas, dollar green. Nah, I mean, heated up till the temperature tarball. Y'all just gawk like gargoyle.
I might have to shave this beard off, I'm not gonna lie. Anyway.
I'm a just island boy. I'm gonna get cute white gun. You're gonna keep that gun.
Yeah, nah. Okay, now I remember why I was not paying attention to these niggas. Boy, I feel like I need to get paid just to watch the rest of that, and it's not even a minute long. If it was a YouTube short, I wouldn't watch it. Like, that's ridiculous. What happened to the Island Boys? I never understood how they blew up in the first place. I'll be real with you, and I didn't even have enough care to hate. Like, I wasn't even hating on them. I just literally was just not interested in them. So I don't know the first thing about these dudes. Like, I don't know their names. I don't know if they dropped songs or not. I don't know nothing about them.
The Island Boys went from practically printing money.
Bro, we were making $40,000 a day. More than that.
They cut their hair? What the hell?
Island Boys went from practically
printing money? How?
Printing money.
Like, were they just influencers, or were they actually musicians? Because if they were musicians, I ain't never heard none of their songs.
Bro, we were making $40,000 a day.
This nigga got chalk on his hairline, bro. You deserve to get cut off just for that.
More than that.
To drowning in debt.
They did you dirty? How?
Yeah, they owe me about like $150,000.
For a split second, they had the world's attention. They could have pivoted, cleaned up their image, maybe even dropped a halfway decent track. But instead, they crashed hard.
Hey, don't touch me on what? Bro, what?
Oh my God! What the
fuck? Nigga, did you get no way you got slapped by? Who is this?
Hey, don't touch me on what? Bro, what?
Oh, okay. I was about to say, if you got slapped by Jack Doherty, then I would just abandon the internet.
Oh my God! What the fuck?
I don't care, bro. You profiling me.
TikTok personality known as Kodiak Red is in trouble with the law again.
The
Kodiak Red
judge gave Frank Venegas bail this afternoon.
Frank who?
Kodiak Red is in trouble with the law again.
The judge gave Frank Venegas bail this afternoon.
Frank Venega?
For having a gun without a serial number and oxy pills.
What started as a meme quickly spiraled into a spectacle of fights, arrests, cringy interviews, and desperate attempts to stay relevant. And instead of evolving into legit hip-hop artists, they became a cautionary tale on what not to do after your 15 minutes of fame.
Okay, before we do anything, you said legitimate hip-hop art. Did they drop any music, or were they just kind of stealing the culture?
Hi, I'm the Internet Anarchist. I create weekly YouTube
and I'm only saying stealing the culture because I don't know the first thing about these people.
Documentaries, and today we're unpacking the messy rise and even messier fall of the Island Boys. Everything that led to their demise and where they are now.
Was that Jack Doherty? Oh my Jesus.
Though looking back, it's hard not to wonder if they were doomed from the very beginning. Twins Alex Fly Soldier and Frankie Kodiak Red had a rough childhood. Their father passed away from a heart attack when they were just 5 years old, and with no father figure to steer them straight, the two fell into a life of crime from a young age, engaging in all sorts of illegal activities like burglary, larceny, assault, battery, and even grand theft auto.
So we was out here wilding and stuff like that. Once our mom, she made sure that we had a roof, everything like what's required. But even the police know, like police back in our city, they knew that our mom couldn't control us. Like nobody. Yeah, we were out of control. She was good. She did everything she could, but we was out of control. We just.
If you don't ask me who is who, bro, because I've already forgotten. I know there's probably a way to keep track, but I just can't be bothered to do it.
We thought we could do whatever we want, and we got away with it because when you're a little kid, you know, it's like a slap in the wrist when you get in the system, you know.
The twins spent most of their teenage years bouncing in and out of jail, eventually getting kicked out by their mother when they had just turned 18. With nowhere left to go, the two decided to pursue a career on social media. They spent most of the money they had left on tattoos to emulate the look of SoundCloud rappers.
How much did you spend on all your tattoos? I spent around like 30K.
And
I'm not gonna lie, you were stupid.
Started posting random videos on Instagram and later TikTok.
So they said that we're double trouble. We've been called out. Yeah, that's stupid.
Yeah, nah, block these niggas. I'm finna go block them now, cause that was no way I can let you walk away after that. I'm not gonna lie, gang. Holy moly. Jeez Louise, bro. That was the most light-skinned thing I've seen all day, and I'm not even sure what these niggas' ethnicity is.
We're double trouble. We've been called that a whole lot. Yeah, that's stupid. We've been called that a whole lot, by the way. No, with hard eyes, though. Ooh, you like that shit, huh?
Yeah, nah, bro. Yeah, blocked on every platform, I'm telling you.
However, while their unusual appearance attracted some attention, the views were too inconsistent to make a stable living off these videos. That is, until one video went viral and changed their lives forever. On October 13th, 2021, the twins dropped a video of themselves singing their Island Boys song in a pool.
Did you have to mute the audio? They would be the type to copyright that, wouldn't they? Yeah.
This took the internet by storm, getting over 5 million views in—
Oh yeah. If you ever hear the audio getting muffled and stuff like that, it's because it got copyrighted. It got copyrighted. That's what happened.
Just a week, and tens of millions more on other platforms. It also made the duo world famous practically overnight. However, despite its explosive popularity, the general reception to their video was a lot more mixed than the brothers would have liked. While a few found the song catchy, others, including hip-hop legend Snoop Dogg, were straight up annoyed by just how bad it was.
Okay, I thought Snoop Dogg was about to praise it. Yeah, because I just listened to it again, and I ain't gonna lie, that thing was buns.
Island boy, I've been trying to make it. I ain't seen it with the gang slang. You ain't
gang, they got to use that word. I'm speechless. Two goofballs in the pool.
But as it turned out, the quality of the song didn't matter at all. What mattered was its incredible meme potential, which resulted in countless parodies and edits, boosting its popularity.
I have never seen these, and I'm not gonna lie, all of y'all who are doing that are kind of corny. That is ridiculous, bro.
Already far beyond the Island Boys' wildest imaginations. What the two failed to realize, however, was that their success had nothing to do with talent or musical ability. Yeah. Instead, they were the butt of the joke, something for everyone to laugh at. Rather,
that's genuinely messed up. Their hair does look like the cordyceps fungus. Island bye. Okay, let me stop.
Other than seeing themselves as the meme they were, the Island Boys convinced themselves that they were the next big thing in hip-hop. A delusion that fell apart when they were booed off stage just seconds into a Miami club performance.
Jesus, okay, I'm understanding it.
They also—
That's crazy. If they would have jumped into the crowd and started swinging, I would completely understand that.
Released a full music video of the song that made them popular, only to get dragged through the mud once again. Jesus. With comments like, "Have this as my alarm every morning, been waking up 30 minutes earlier just to turn it off. Thank you, Island Boys. Thank you, Island Boys. You saved my brother. He was..."
This is a copy pasta, bro. They stay putting this. My brother was paralyzed. He got up just to turn that song off.
Paralyzed in a fatal car accident. Luckily, when— Thank you, Island Boys. You saved my brother. He was paralyzed in a fatal car accident. Luckily, when I played this song, he rose and clicked the sound to mute. And this type of hidden talent should absolutely remain hidden. Yeah. But even after facing the harsh reality of
all of those I've heard before, people really be recycling the same joke sometimes. It's kind of ridiculous.
Their situation, the two kept posting videos as the Island Boys, since at the end of the day, the money was just too good to walk away from.
We were making $40,000 more than that. I'm not even playing with you.
Yeah.
60.
We was
60.
looking at the thing. It said
The top of it said you got $60,000 to do.
to make.
Then the next day we would do that. The next day another 60,000. We're like, man, what the fuck is this?
Unfortunately for the Island Boys, even the money was about to dry up, all because of their poor choices.
Yeah.
The first big mistake the twins made was turning down an offer that could have resulted in a long-lasting and more stable career. Shortly after they blew up on the internet, Kodak Black, one of the rappers they modeled their looks after, offered to sign them into his label, but the two refused the offer completely, stating that they wanted to stay independent. Fly Soldier later explained his reasoning in more detail, stating, "I'm not currently signed to no label. I'm independent, and so far I'm doing pretty good when it comes to the money.
Rap.
Because I feel like labels just take my money and I'm doing pretty good right now. I got racks."
Okay, is he saying that right now?
However, this highlights one of the Island Boys' biggest flaws, one that sticks with them throughout their downfall, their inflated ego and ignorance when it comes to their own talent.
Exactly. See, the issue with 15 seconds of fame and all of that is that there are people who can turn 15 seconds of fame into a full-blown career, and then there's people who think they can do it, but they really don't know what they're doing. And not only do they not know what they're doing, they are not listening to other people's advice. Like, usually I would tell you to never ever sign a record deal. If you got your own buzz going, you got your own thing going, I would never tell you to sign a record deal unless you absolutely unless you've read the fine print, like you've had a lawyer explain to you the intricacies of the contract. These niggas know they should have took that deal. They would have probably gotten hoed after the first release. I'm kind of glad Kodak didn't take that though, because I don't think this would have been a good decision. But they definitely would have got shelved like after the first release. But at least they would contractually still be getting money. You know what I'm saying?
The twins believe they're entrepreneurial geniuses who always make the right decisions. And nowhere is this more obvious than their appearance on Logan Paul's Impulsive podcast.
Do you boys feel like you have an inherent musical gift?
Inherent, like what? Inherent.
Born with it?
I mean, I've been singing since I was a little kid. Yes, too.
Do you have that it factor?
Yes, I'm a star. Yeah, we do.
Around 25
These niggas is tripping.
minutes into the podcast, George Janko suggests that all of the jewelry they'd bought could serve as a smart investment if they ever face a financial crisis.
I think if God forbid it doesn't go in your guys' direction, for real, I think you guys take all of your jewelry assets and invest into something. So you guys will never ever be broke again. So I don't think there's ever gonna be a broke situation.
Look at him. Look at the way he just turned his head.
Something. So you guys will never ever be broke again. So I don't
look at the way this dude is. Look at the way he turned his head, bro.
I think there's ever gonna be a broke
he's like, bro, I ain't selling shit
situation.
All things considered, this was
that nigga, boy. What I'm telling you, man. The first time I ever go negative one day in a row, I'm selling everything.
Fairly good advice from George. However, instead of thanking him for his consideration or showing gratitude of any kind, the Island Boys flipped out.
George, stop talking. We have multiple.
Wait, that was. Hey, that was for you guys.
Yeah, you
that wasn't like a hate shot.
I don't need financial advice. When I probably make more money than you.
It seemed like he's the hot-headed one and he's just kind of the follower, because it seemed like he was gonna actually have a conversation about that, and this dude just said to just shut up, and then he was like, yeah, just shut up. Like, listen to this, bro. Is that their dynamic?
We have multiple.
Wait, that was. Hey, that was.
See, look, he's trying to actually have a conversation, and he just shuts it down, and then he just follows the leader.
George, stop talking. We have multiple.
Wait, that was. Hey, that was for you guys.
Yeah, you.
That wasn't like a hate shot.
I don't need financial advice. When I probably make more money than you.
You see, that's so sad, bro. That's actually so sad, because it looked like dude was actually trying to speak.
Got offended by George simply entertaining the idea that they could ever go broke, and turned what was nothing more than friendly advice into a full-blown argument.
But that was me being nice. It wasn't me being like an asshole. I could be an asshole. I could turn it up and be an asshole.
Why don't you go talk to somebody else? It's not gonna go in your favor. But
no, it could go in my favor.
Like, you really don't want to go there, bro.
I could go there. Because I was giving you guys nice advice and you guys were being assholes.
Hey, George, keep talking. I'm gonna walk out.
I'm right here, you guys.
Okay, what are you trying to say?
You guys are throwing a lot of threats. I'm sitting right here.
No one's threatening you.
You guys said it's not gonna go my way. This is not the Nilk Boys. We don't do fake over here.
You trying to scare me or something? I'm not scared of you, huh, man?
Ultimately resulting in the two puffing up their chests and storming off the podcast altogether.
Oh, brother, these niggas is cornballs. He even left first, bro. I'm telling you, this dude is just a follower. Birdhead is a follower to 17 Forehead.
Just to protect their bruised egos.
No, here, I'm moving for you. I was giving you nice advice, bro.
I agree with that.
Though, given what happened next, George's advice would have actually helped them survive. Not long after their impulsive appearance, the Island Boys meme started to fade away, and the crazy amounts of money they were earning at the height of their popularity vanished alongside it.
I'll be real with you, I never even... You know what? I've already said it at the beginning.
Their views dropped to a fraction of what they once were, booking slowed to a trickle, and the people that once obsessed with clowning on them simply moved on. By the times the
Damn, that's the worst, when it's not even fun to make fun of you anymore. Yeah, that's the worst.
twins realized the severity of their situation, it was already too late. Instead of prepping for their inevitable fall-off, they spent most of what they earned on cars and jewelry to flex on social media. In an even worse financial move, they even sold the rights to their viral song to a man named Check the Star. So when the income dried up, they had nothing left. In a desperate attempt to stay relevant, the Island Boys resorted to increasingly erratic behavior.
Okay, let's rewind that for a second, because that just perplexed me.
To a man named Check the Star.
So you didn't sign a record deal, but you sold the rights to your song? I'm just... Oh my God. That just blew me away, bro.
So when the income dried up, they had nothing left. In a desperate attempt to stay relevant, the Island Boys resorted to increasingly erratic behavior, like starting a fake beef with one another on which one of the two was responsible for their success.
Red, you want to be just like me. You want to be just like me. Red, you want to do everything I made Island Boy.
Dude, did they add more tattoos to their faces?
Wait. Follow the leader. Red, follow the leader.
No, you definitely... Now I can decipher them because of their forehead tats. You are the follower, gang. You are the follower.
I made Island Boys. You made Island Boys. I'm the one that told you let's get in the Airbnb. I'm the one that. But I made Island Boys though. I made Island Boys. Told you to change it up. I made Island Boys. I'm the one that, and I'm the one that made the actual bars. I made bars. Okay, let me talk.
And even believing that their dramatic exit on Logan's podcast was the right thing to do.
You guys regret walking off that podcast?
No, I wouldn't regret it. I went probably
I love a Tozy, but these niggas sound just dumb.
5 times more viral than in that podcast than I probably would have if I just would have had like a regular sit down and talk.
Not understanding that this kind of entitled behavior was a major contributor to their downfall. After all, no one wants to support self-absorbed pricks who think they're better than everyone else just because they went viral once. As a comment on YouTube which described them perfectly, simply stated, "They are perfect examples of internet making the wrong people famous." Even then, the Island Boys still had the chance to make something off their dying career. They already had millions of followers across social media. All they had to do was give these followers a reason to stick around. A potential route for them could have been to work on their music and to try and become real hip-hop artists, but that would have meant putting in real work that the twins clearly weren't interested in.
If there's an easy way to do it, they'll definitely choose the easier way.
Instead, they chased the next viral moment, hoping to cash in big once again, without lifting a finger. And after much deliberation, Fly Soldier and Kodiak Red found the shortcut they were looking for. However, much to their dismay, this idea backfired spectacularly.
Did they start an OnlyFans?
Eroding the little reputation they had left on the internet. In April of 2023, the two shocked the internet with their announcement of their joint OF account, with a now deleted post on Twitter. Although many
waiting to stick it in, baby.
Assumed it had to be a joke, it turned out to be completely real, and even more disturbing than anyone ever expected. Over the next few months, the twins kept posting increasingly salacious pictures with each other, all while promoting their OF account. But
what?
even all of that wasn't enough to prepare for what came next. On the 1st of August 2023, a video of them making out with each other started making rounds on the internet, to the complete
What? The Batty Boys.
shock and horror of anyone who came across it.
Oh, don't play the sound.
The Island Boys went viral once again, only this time it was for all the wrong reasons. However,
These niggas really... what makes it gross is that they're brothers. Aren't they're twins, they're brothers. Nah, bro. Nah, bro. It was less weird when Kodak kissed his mom. I'm not gonna lie.
However, to them, this was a complete victory.
Something to talk about because people really don't like us. So like, hey, look, we got something on, and they kissed each other. So we kind of knew it would go viral.
But before they had the chance to celebrate their rekindled success,
That's
it
so
went away
disgusting.
faster than they would have liked, leaving them stranded with no stable source of income for a second time. And unlike their previous fall-off, where they could have still retained some viewers by...
No, bro. You just kissed your brother on the internet just to go back to being irrelevant. Like, that's ridiculous work. I'm not gonna lie. I would probably jump out a window.
Proving their music, they didn't have that option anymore.
Jump out
No
the
self-respecting artist was going to work with them ever again.
Don't tell me that they, like, on their OnlyFans, don't tell me they were actually, like, doing stuff with each other, bro. No, bro.
Or offer to sign them to his label.
So what's going on with you two kissing each other and shit?
Bro, shut your ass up while I break this shit.
Dude, hey, yo, that ass, I would love to see you try that shit.
But y'all did it. But y'all actually did, though.
Up while I break this shit.
Dude, and with you two kissing each other and shit.
Bro, shut your ass up while I break this shit.
Dude, that's the fact that they said that in tandem, bro. Yo, that's what you chose to do that. You chose to do that. You chose to kiss your twin brother for clout. And now you're getting mad that people are bringing it up? Like, that's crazy work.
Hey, yo, that ass, I would love to see you try that shit.
Usually, I'm not with interviewers being all hostile and stuff, but I would have asked the same question.
Bro, what are you talking
Hey, I would love to see you try that shit. What the fuck are you saying up in front of me?
He is literally bigger than both of them combined.
The OF stunt eroded any respect people had left for them, and it was only downhill from here. During this time, the Island Boys tried to maintain their image of wealthy gangsters who still owned mega mansions, sports cars, and diamond jewelry. When
it's getting hard to watch this video because this is just so pathetic, bro. This is so pathetic and sad.
in reality, most of it was fake.
Like, it's not even funny.
And the Island Boys were drowning in debt.
They did poker dirty.
Crazy, yeah.
They did you dirty? How?
They owe me about like $150,000.
From what? Your percentage of the cameo money?
Yeah.
Is that the only money they're
They made that much money on Cameo?
bringing in?
I might have to make a Cameo. Goddamn.
Mostly, maybe a little bit on TikTok, but I mean, it's pretty much run dry at this point.
Despite their best efforts, the twins couldn't maintain the rich boy facade forever. They started getting more and more desperate with each passing day, and even lowered their cameo price from $135 in the beginning to just $30 in a last-ditch effort to make some money. But when that didn't work either, they decided to hang out with Jack W.
People were paying $130 for cameos from the Island Boys. I'm not gonna lie, you deserve to get scammed.
Poverty of all people, just to regain some sense of relevancy. Even
That's so
then, they couldn't
sad.
resist the urge to stir up drama and pick fights at every chance they got, willing to do whatever it took for that viral moment to keep them in the spotlight.
I get it, but no one in the street.
Yo! Oh, shit!
What just happened?
Stop!
What?
He is so yo, he is so tiny, bro. The fact that Jack Doherty isn't scared of you says something.
What?
Low-key, if I'm the security guard, I would literally just let Jack handle it, because I feel like Jack can actually handle him. I'd be like, you know what, just go ahead, gang. If you can't do this, bro, I can't work with you.
Yo, chill. What the fuck?
He brought out his gun? Yeah, nah.
Bro, don't touch me, bro.
You don't touch me or what?
Bro, what? Bro, what?
Oh
Damn.
my god.
It even got to the point where the two were accused of hitting Jack's girlfriend.
Appreciate the money I made off you guys. It was cool. Yup, you guys worked for me. Nice fucking try, dumbass. Nice try.
What's good?
Yeah,
What's good? Hey, not with me, man. What's good?
Get on.
This is wait. How many times has he attacked? How many times have they attacked him? How many times have they attacked Jack and he has brought them back? Yeah, nah. That's crazy.
But as you might imagine, hanging with Jack Doherty was never the right move, especially if they wanted to win back even a portion of their audience.
No.
And with Jack losing everything he had, the Island Boys were left without a home on the internet yet again.
That's crazy, bro. Your last-ditch efforts still failed.
Forcing Alex and Frankie to become even more desperate and sacrifice their dignity in exchange for fleeting moments of fame.
What could they do? What else could they do?
Alex, for instance, had a baby a few months ago. Unfortunately, the baby wasn't perfectly healthy and had to be put in the NICU until it could recover.
So they posed for the picture?
However, instead of taking care of his wife and child, Alex decided to use his son's tragic health to farm TikTok views.
So it goes by God always with me, and let's start reading it.
Fortunately, the baby survived and is in much better condition now, but that has only given Alex more opportunities to use him for content.
That's the 17 dude.
I think he looks like Fly. Yeah, he looks a lot like me.
At least he's spending time with his wife and child. Frankie's situation, on the other hand, is 10 times worse.
What?
TikTok personality known as Kodiak Red is in trouble with the law again.
The judge gave Frank Venegas bail this afternoon for having
She gotta unscrunch her face, bro. I wanted to say it earlier, but this is just ridiculous.
a gun without a serial number and oxy pills.
He was arrested in May of 2023 for domestic battery and allegedly slapping his girlfriend before pushing her into a shallow pool, injuring her chin. More recently, he was arrested again in February 2000
He's only 20.
into a shallow pool.
He's only 21?
Injuring her chin. More recently, he was arrested again in February 2025 after officers found drugs and a gun without a serial number in his car.
How do you even okay, off topic, but how do you even get your hair like this, bro? Like, these are crazy wigs.
After officers found drugs and a gun without a serial number in his car. A few months ago, Alex and Kaylee posted a video updating everyone on Frankie's situation. And according to them, he's practically homeless at this point due to his addiction.
He's getting evicted. He hasn't paid a bill. Even his mom would tell me before.
And listen, that's another problem on why you don't use.
They also claimed that he didn't pay for the cars the twins bought for months, bringing Alex's credit score down with him.
He's brought Alex's credit down so much while we're in the middle of looking for a house, and it's not even his fault. It's his brother's fault because his brother hasn't paid his car in 4 months, and we could show you guys the voicemails of the car people calling him every single day saying, "Where is a payment?"
It's the Wicks, bro.
Fortunately for both brothers, the internet doesn't have any sympathy left for either of them, with comments stating, "This is why you don't start an OF with your twin brother," and they should have listened to George Janko's financial advice. Put simply, the Island Boys have lost everything they gained back in 2021, and there's nothing they can do to get it back. Their ego, overconfidence, and questionable antics have also burned down any opportunities they could have had after the meme died down.
Them antics are more than questionable, gang. They are arrestable, in my personal opinion.
The only option they have now is to slowly fade into internet obscurity, where the only thing people would remember about them is the time that they were traumatized by seeing the Island Boys OF content on Twitter. And
yeah, because I'm so glad I never saw that, bro. I would genuinely be disgusted. You know, I'm gonna be honest, man. I feel like nothing was lost or gained by watching this video, not because of internet anarchists, but because the Island Boys, bro. It wasn't even entertaining to watch, bro. Usually it's kind of funny. Like, I can make jokes and stuff. I barely can make jokes, bro, because that's just how uninteresting these dudes are. They're just weirdos. Don't try to be a weirdo for clout on the internet, bro. It's not worth it.